Hey everyone! Ready for a deep dive into the future of business? We're going to be exploring some really exciting opportunities popping up in 2025.
Sounds pretty interesting.
It is. We're getting all of our insights from a recent English Globe podcast episode. They had this consultant, Liam, who's seen it all.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. He had some really insightful stuff to say.
For sure. So whether you're thinking about starting a business or just want to stay ahead of the curve, this deep dive should give you a really clear picture of where things are headed.
And how to be a part of it all.
Exactly. So first things first, what makes 2025 so unique? What's the big deal?
Well, a lot of things. It's definitely going to be a wave of optimism and innovation, unlike anything we've seen before.
Like a whole new era?
Kind of, yeah. We're talking about fastest pace of technological development ever. But it's not just about the technology itself. There's also this rising awareness of ethical business practices and sustainability.
Yeah, it seems like consumers are really starting to demand more from the brands they support these days.
Absolutely. And that demand is shaping the entire business landscape.
Yeah.
Take the internet, for example. It's not just connecting us anymore. It's actually breaking down those geographical barriers for businesses.
You mean like you can run a business from anywhere?
Pretty much. You can have a global operation running right from your kitchen table.
That's wild.
It is. And 2025 is really the year to capitalize on that global connectivity.
And speaking of tech, Liam had a lot to say about the AI revolution. It's clearly more than just a buzzword.
Oh yeah, way more. AI is already transforming businesses, streamlining operations, personalizing customer experiences, even predicting market trends. It's pretty mind-blowing.
It really is. But how is AI becoming accessible to everyone? I mean, it can't just be for the big tech companies, right?
Not at all. There are tons of tools and platforms available now that make it easy for small businesses and even individuals to use AI to their advantage.
So, what are some specific ways that small businesses can use AI?
So many possibilities. You can have those AI-powered chatbots handling your customer service 24/7. That'll free up so much of your time.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. And there are AI marketing tools that can laser target the right customers for your product. You can even use AI to make smarter decisions about inventory, pricing, all sorts of things.
That's amazing.
It really is a game changer, especially for entrepreneurs just starting out.
Definitely. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about sustainability. This seems to be more than just a trend these days.
It's a core value now. Consumers are demanding it from businesses.
We are seeing so many companies popping up that are focused on renewable energy, eco-friendly products, and reducing waste. It's impacting every industry.
Yeah, it's huge. And for entrepreneurs, this shift towards sustainability is creating a wealth of new opportunities.
So it's not just about doing good, it's also good for business.
Exactly. Consumers want to support brands that align with their values. They're willing to spend more on products that are ethically sourced and environmentally friendly.
A win-win.
Absolutely. Now, another major shift that Liam talked about is the remote work revolution. I mean, the pandemic really accelerated this whole thing.
Oh, for sure.
But it's clear that even as things are going back to normal, remote work is here to stay. It's great for both businesses and for individuals.
How so?
Well, for businesses, remote work opens up a global talent pool. You don't need to limit yourself to hiring people in your immediate area anymore.
That makes a lot of sense.
And for individuals, think about it. You could run an online store, offer freelance services, or even build a whole startup right from your living room.
So many possibilities.
Endless possibilities, and that's just the beginning.
Okay, so we're starting to see the big picture of what makes 2025 unique, but let's get specific. Liam actually highlighted 3 sectors that are going to be especially hot.
Ooh, I'm ready. Tell me more.
Well, the first one probably won't surprise you. Technology.
Of course. Makes sense.
It's constantly evolving, driven by AI and those digital services we were talking about. So if you have skills in things like coding, web design, digital marketing, cybersecurity, or data analysis, you'll be in high demand.
And don't forget about all those software as a service platforms. Those are only getting bigger.
Oh yeah, like Zoom, Slack, Google Drive. Those are essential for so many businesses, especially with all the remote work happening.
Totally. Okay, what about the other 2 sectors? What else is hot for 2025?
Well, the second hot sector is green businesses. This ties directly back to the consumer demand for sustainability.
Right. So renewable energy, eco-friendly products, waste reduction. Makes sense.
And there's just so much room for innovation in this area. It's really exciting.
Definitely. Okay, last but not least, what's that third hot sector?
E-commerce. This one just keeps growing, offering opportunities for both those big companies and the smaller players.
It seems like everyone's buying everything online these days.
And it's never been easier to start your own online store with platforms like Shopify, Etsy, and Amazon.
True. But you can't just set up shop and expect the sales to roll in.
Right. What else is important?
You need to create a really engaging customer experience online, incorporate social media marketing, and really understand your target audience. It's a lot more than just having a great product these days.
So you're saying the bar is higher now?
It is, for sure.
Yeah.
The competition is fierce, so you have to go above and beyond to stand out and connect with those customers online.
That makes a lot of sense. But I have to admit, even with all these incredible opportunities, it can feel a little daunting to take that first step.
Oh, I get it. Starting a business can be scary. But Liam offered some really great advice for aspiring entrepreneurs.
Like what?
He's a big believer in starting small. Validate your ideas before going all in.
Okay, so how do you actually validate an idea? What does that even look like?
Well, it's all about testing the waters. Maybe you launch a beta version of your product, start with a small online store, or offer a limited range of services.
Kind of like dipping your toes in before jumping all the way in.
Exactly. You want to get feedback from real customers, see what resonates, and then use that information to refine your business as you go.
That's so much less pressure than trying to create something perfect right out of the gate.
Way less. And remember, scaling a business is gradual. It takes time. Focus on building a solid foundation, create amazing customer relationships, and make sure your operations are efficient.
It's like laying those bricks one by one.
Exactly. That's how you build something that will last.
Makes sense. Now let's be real for a second. There are also challenges that come with entrepreneurship. Liam talked about some common roadblocks, like fear of failure.
Yeah, that's a big one. But it's totally normal to be afraid of failure. We all are.
True, but it can be paralyzing.
Liam encourages entrepreneurs to reframe failure. It's not the end of the world. It's a learning opportunity, a critical part of the journey.
It's like failing forward.
I like that. And he also suggests setting those small, achievable goals along the way. Those small wins can really help boost your confidence.
They can give you the momentum to keep going, even when things get tough.
Absolutely. But beyond the fear, there's the practical matter of managing money. This can be a real hurdle for new business owners.
Oh, for sure. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of everything and forget about the nitty-gritty financial details.
Definitely. Liam stresses the importance of being realistic with your financial projections and keeping your personal and business finances completely separate.
Ah, yes, the golden rule of business.
It really is. It helps you make those informed decisions and protects you in the long run.
It's setting yourself up for success from the very beginning.
Exactly. Now, speaking of setting yourself up for success, let's talk about funding.
Ah, the million-dollar question.
Right. It's all about getting the money to turn that brilliant business idea of yours into something real.
Easier said than done.
Definitely not easy. Liam actually shared some really good strategies for navigating the whole funding thing.
I'm all ears.
It all starts with knowing your numbers.
So, more than just a great idea, you need a solid financial plan.
100%. Investors need to see that you've thought this through, that there's a real path to making money.
And a business plan is a big part of that.
Huge. It outlines your costs, your revenue projections, your expenses, everything. It's like a roadmap for your financial journey.
Love that analogy. But what if you're not a financial whiz?
Don't worry, you don't have to be. There are tons of resources out there to help you create a solid business plan. You can find templates online, even get guidance from mentors.
So many options.
Yeah, it's all about finding the right support. Okay, so let's say you have that financial plan. Now you're ready to explore your funding options.
Let's do it.
Option number 1, bootstrapping. This means using your own savings or resources to fund your business.
Ah, the good old DIY approach.
It is, and it gives you complete control over your business.
But you have to be pretty resourceful, right?
For sure. It takes discipline, but there's something really satisfying about building something from the ground up using your own money.
Definitely. Okay, what about getting investments from friends and family?
That's another common route, especially in those early stages when you need a bit of a boost.
Yeah, people who already believe in you and your vision.
Exactly. But it's important to approach this one carefully. Make sure everyone understands the risks involved and has clear expectations. Treat it like a formal business arrangement, even if it's with your loved ones.
Protect everyone involved.
Exactly. Now, have you heard of angel investors?
The term rings a bell. I know they're important, but not exactly sure what they do.
So angel investors are individuals who invest their own personal money in promising startups, usually in exchange for a share of the business.
So they're not just giving you money, they're taking a chance on you and your business.
Exactly. And they often bring a lot more to the table than just money. They have expertise, connections, they can be great mentors, especially in those early days.
Wow, sounds like finding the right angel investor can be a game changer.
It definitely can be. But you need a really strong pitch and a solid business plan to convince them that your idea is worth their investment.
Now, what about venture capital? That's the big leagues, right?
It is. Venture capital firms invest in those high-growth startups that have the potential to scale really quickly. Think of those businesses that are disrupting industries and becoming major players.
So it's like the holy grail for a lot of startups.
Kinda, yeah. But it's also super competitive. Venture capitalists are looking for the best of the best. You need a rock-solid plan, a team that can execute it flawlessly, and ideally, some proof that your idea is working.
So you need more than just potential, you need traction.
Exactly. You have to show them you're building something that's going to change the world. Now, another option that's become popular is crowdfunding.
Oh yeah, like Kickstarter and Indiegogo.
Those are the ones. It's a cool way to raise money from a large group of people, usually online, who are passionate about your idea.
So it's almost like pre-selling your product or service.
In a way, yeah. You're getting people excited about it and invested in its success before it even launches.
It's a great way to build buzz.
Absolutely. And it can be a really effective marketing tool. Okay, so we've gone through a bunch of funding options.
A lot to think about.
It is. But the key takeaway is that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to funding. It really depends on your specific business needs and goals. Sometimes a mix of different options is the best way to go.
So it's all about finding what works for you.
Exactly. All right, now let's say you've secured your funding. Congrats.
Woohoo!
But the work doesn't stop there. Now you need to manage that money wisely.
Oh, right. The responsible part.
It is. Liam had a lot of great advice about financial management. One thing he emphasized was tracking your cash flow.
Cash flow. Isn't that like knowing how much money you have?
It's more than that. It's understanding the money coming in and going out of your business, making sure you have enough to cover those expenses and still fuel growth.
So it's like balancing a checkbook for your business?
Kinda, but on a larger scale. It's easy to lose track of cash flow, especially when you're first starting out and juggling a million things.
I bet. Any tips for staying on top of it?
Liam recommends using accounting software or hiring a bookkeeper to help you stay organized.
The tech comes in handy again.
Always. It's a small investment that can save you a lot of stress and headaches in the long run. He also stressed the importance of creating a realistic budget.
And sticking to it.
Yes, so easy to overspend, especially when you're excited about your business. But having that budget in place can keep you grounded and on track.
And what about keeping personal and business finances separate? We talked about that earlier.
It's crucial. It simplifies accounting and protects your personal assets.
Makes sense.
It's one of those things that seems simple, but it can make a huge difference in the long run. Okay, now let's talk about pricing.
Okay, how much to charge for your amazing product or service?
Exactly. Pricing is super important for profitability and sustainability.
It's about finding that balance between being competitive and making sure you're actually making money.
Liam suggests doing your research. Understand what your competitors are charging, what your target market is willing to pay, and make sure you're factoring in all your costs when setting those prices.
Costs like materials, labor, marketing.
All of it. And don't be afraid to adjust your prices as you go. It's not a one-time thing, it's a dynamic process.
It's about being flexible.
Exactly. All right, now if you're selling physical products, you also have to think about managing inventory.
Yes. Don't want to run out of your best-selling item.
Or have too much stock sitting around gathering dust.
That's wasted money.
It is. Inventory management is about finding that sweet spot. You want enough stock to meet demand, but not so much that you're tying up all your capital.
So predicting demand accurately is key.
Huge. And optimizing your supply chain, minimizing waste, it can be a lot to manage. But there are tools and strategies that can help.
Like those handy inventory management software programs.
Exactly. Or working with a fulfillment partner.
So you're saying efficient inventory management can really impact your bottom line.
Huge impact. It can make or break your business. Now, beyond the numbers, Liam also talked about the importance of building strong relationships with your suppliers.
Your suppliers, those are the
Uh-huh.
people who provide your materials, right?
Exactly. And they're essential partners in your business. They provide the things you need to operate and create those products or services.
So it's important to have a good relationship with them.
Crucial. Having good relationships with your suppliers means getting better quality products, more competitive prices, and reliable deliveries.
So how do you build a good relationship with a supplier?
Well, communication is key. Be clear about your needs, negotiate fair terms, and pay your invoices on time. Building that reputation as a reliable and trustworthy business will go a long way.
It's about mutual respect.
Absolutely. Okay, and finally, we can't forget about the most important relationships of all.
Customer relationships.
Bingo! Happy customers are everything. They become loyal advocates for your brand, they tell their friends, they come back for more.
The dream. So how do you build strong relationships with your customers?
Well, it's all about delivering that excellent customer service, responding to questions quickly, and always going the extra mile.
Make them feel valued.
Exactly. You want to create a positive experience that makes people want to come back.
Yeah.
It takes time and effort, but it's worth it.
Those strong relationships are the foundation of a successful business.
100%. So we've talked about securing funding, managing your money, building those all-important relationships.
That's a lot to take in.
It is. But the main takeaway here is that building a successful business requires more than just a great idea. It takes careful planning, making those smart financial decisions, and nurturing your relationships. And remember, the journey is full of challenges, but each challenge is an opportunity for growth.
Embrace the ups and downs and keep learning along the way.
Exactly. That's how you'll thrive in 2025 and beyond. Now, ready for part 3? We're going to explore some skills that might just give you the edge in the business world.
Let's do it. All right, part 3. We've talked about all those hot sectors, funding, managing finances, building relationships. I mean, what else is there?
Well, believe it or not, there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to talk about.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
It's those human skills, the ones that can really set you apart in the business world.
We're talking soft skills here.
Exactly. Even in a world that's so driven by tech, these human skills are becoming more and more valuable.
Makes sense. It's all about connecting with people, building trust.
Right, and inspiring those around you. Liam, from the English Glow podcast, he really emphasized this.
Okay, so give me some examples. What are these essential human skills?
Well, one that he talked about was emotional intelligence. Knowing how to understand not just your own emotions, but also the emotions of others.
Emotional intelligence. That's important for like everything, right? Not just business.
True. But it's super important in business. Think about it. Leading a team, negotiating a deal, interacting with clients. Emotional intelligence helps you build those strong relationships, navigate conflict.
It's like having a superpower.
It kind of is. Helps you stay calm under pressure. And that's key in the business world. Okay, so besides emotional intelligence, what else?
Same, right?
Creativity and problem-solving skills. In a world that's changing so fast, you need to be able to adapt, come up with new solutions.
So it's not just about having that one big idea. It's about constantly innovating.
Exactly. Challenging those assumptions, thinking outside the box.
Being open to new ideas.
Yes. And then there's problem solving. There are always going to be obstacles. You need to be able to analyze the situation, get to the root of the problem, and find solutions.
It's all about being resourceful.
And remember, problem solving often involves working with other people. Collaboration can be so powerful.
There's that human element again.
It's everywhere. And of course, there's communication. That goes hand in hand with emotional intelligence.
Communication, yeah, that's pretty important for, well, everything.
Right. It's not just about speaking well. It's about listening actively, asking questions, being able to adapt your style depending on who you're talking to.
Make sure your message is understood.
Exactly. Good communication prevents misunderstandings, it builds trust, and it helps you achieve those business goals.
Now, earlier we talked about adaptability, but I think it's worth mentioning again here.
Oh, for sure. Adaptability is huge. Things are changing so fast these days. Being able to adapt is essential.
It's almost like a survival skill in the business world.
It is. And lastly, something that might seem obvious, but it's so important.
Okay, hit me with it.
A strong work ethic.
Ah, yes, the foundation.
Right. It's so easy to underestimate the power of hard work. But success takes dedication. It takes focus. It takes putting in those hours, even when it's tough.
It's about being persistent and not giving up on your vision.
Exactly. And when you have that strong work ethic, it can inspire your whole team. It creates a culture of excellence.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot today. the opportunities, the challenges, the skills you need to thrive in 2025.
My brain is full.
I know, right? But hopefully it's all been helpful. The key takeaway is that 2025 is full of possibilities, but it's up to you to seize those opportunities.
Embrace those challenges, build strong relationships, never stop learning.
You got it. And we believe in you. We can't wait to see what you achieve in the coming years.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future of business. And remember, keep exploring, keep innovating, and keep chasing those dreams.
See you next time.